for that bag, go get it one day, you can brag.
Artlist.io.
For that bag, go get it one day, you can brag. I say that I have it, you know that I got it, no need to look all in the bag. Stunting like this cause I work so hard, I'm the best, I only speak facts. In the store, I'm popping them tags, a limited seller with stag. Clout chasing for the cash grab, I don't.
What's good, y'all? This is the LoveNThangz podcast where we discuss scenarios about love and things, life and other things. We would love to know how you would handle the stories and scenarios. I'm chilling here with Kira, Jazz, and I'm Ty. And today we're featuring Jess. She's joining us to discuss the scenario. We want to hear everybody's thoughts. Let's get into it. You guys ready for this story?
Yeah.
Y'all ass never ready for the story, okay? Let me just jump into it, okay? My wife's credit score dropped significantly from 711 to 540 because she co-signed for a car for her brother, which eventually got repossessed. When she asked me for advice before making her this decision, I strongly advised against it, but she went ahead anyway. Fast forward 2 years later, and my wife needed a new car after her motor of her current one gave out. She wanted to purchase a brand new 2024 Camry. However, due to her low credit score, she was only approved for the older model of 2021 Toyota Camry to be exact. She was pissed because I wouldn't co-sign for her. Even though I have an 812 credit score and we've only co-signed for each other in the past, I was showing her that she has to be held accountable for her poor decision. This led us both into another argument about our differences regarding how much risk is acceptable when helping family members financially by co-signing large purchases like cars. I told her that she was going to have to settle with her 2021 because she didn't take my advice initially. Was I wrong? Would you have given into helping her out? She told me that I was a selfish son of a bitch. We know that. That's what she said.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys thought?
Can I go first? Can I please go first? As a connoisseur of Camrys, I'm on my second one. I have a 2018, and they offered me 2024 just last week, and I'm like, he said for the same amount, blah blah blah, whatever. Them cars don't change unless you're getting a special type, like I think more like a T type, T something. They don't change except for the buttons in there. They really don't change that much. So from a 21 to a 24, it does not change. A 18 and a 24 does not change really, except for like little things here and there. And a 21 and 24 definitely don't change.
It's not the store. It's not the car. It's the scenario.
No, what I'm trying to tell you is she should settle for the 21. It's the same thing. If she can get the 21 in her own name, whatever, without messing nothing up, and they don't have to fight, but she gonna have to eat that because guess what? He wants her against it. Then the brother ask the brother to put in his name.
So it's talking about accountability.
Right.
So I don't want to delve into the models of the car. I think what the most important issue is,
Yeah.
you're my husband. You're
eat
supposed
that.
to be my support. You're supposed to be my support system as my mate, right? So if I fuck up something, this is my thoughts on it. If I fuck up,
he said it. He gonna mess it up. Not a brother. Not what the brother doing. And she have to eat that. The 20. Listen, ma'am, you good with 21?
Let's go. Let's go into this. Kira, what are your thoughts?
Yeah.
Please break this up.
That right there is a tough decision because as a husband, you are supposed to, but he told you not to do it. Especially,
did I tell you her ass is gonna be on the line? I told you she's gonna be right in the middle of that motherfucking line, bouncing up and down like I'm safe. No, bitch, side, husband and wife.
Oh, you want me to pick a side? I'm
Pick a side.
gonna be on the husband's side because I told you not to do it, and you did it anyway. Especially if the brother is not the type of person you shouldn't be co-signing for,
right,
or whatever, because you're being sister, whatever. So no, you're gonna have to deal on this one on your own, baby girl.
Yeah.
Okay.
You messed that up.
Jess, please give us your insight. Husband, wife, who's right or who's wrong?
The husband is right. At the end of the day, right? They had a conversation. She chose to go against her husband and to help her brother. That was her prerogative to do. That's fine. You can help him. But my motto has and always will be this. We are both adults. If you can't get shit in your own name, then you don't need it for anyone, anything. I don't give a shit if it was a spoon. You all have to eat with your hands.
Right.
Like we are grown. We are adults. if your name, your credit, like you haven't been responsible with your own credit, how am I going to trust you're going to be responsible with mine?
Exactly.
Not
No,
They gonna
absolutely not. So any other culture, this is what I'm saying about our people, right? We can never look out for each other. You can have 10 Spanish live in one bedroom apartment, pay $50 each for that apartment, then in 5 years go buy a house where there's 50 bedrooms. That's the thing. And like they come together collectively to be like, I'm gonna make sure we come up on top. But I'm gonna say this to say, why can't as a couple we come together to build each other up so that way we can have a financial stance?
no.
We
She
did.
messed
We
that up. She
did.
messed that up.
We
No,
did.
she
We
made a
came to a
mistake.
conclusion.
But I
No,
think it's
no,
petty
she
of
made
him to be
a
like,
mistake now.
he's
She
rubbing
got
salt
live
in
with
the
that.
wound like, how your brother fucked you over.
No,
Now
that's
you
fine.
gonna
Let
pay
her do
for
that.
it,
She
bitch.
gave, listen, she made that way though. She made it that way.
He
Whether he
said,
high or not, she made it that
Yeah.
way. He told you like
He
I don't feel
told
bad
you.
for her. Like I said about the model don't change.
It
I want to go back
provide
to what you
insight.
said. I'm sorry, I want to go back
Yeah.
to that because you said,
Right.
okay, Black community, we don't build each other up. I 100% disagree with the argument that you just made because what you said was contradictory. So you just said Hispanic people will live in one house and they'll do this. That is because everybody is putting into the pot. In that situation, she decided to go outside of her household. They had a conversation.
Yeah.
In this whole thing, the husband said, we've co-signed for each other in the past.
Right.
Mhm.
Decided to go against what we're building in our home because at the end of the day,
Yeah.
once this becomes your husband or that becomes your wife, everybody else comes secondary. She chose to go outside of her home to do something else. Now, if you want to take it back to the community where you said, oh, Hispanics, they live in one house and then they'll put their money together and then they'll go buy another house. That is because everyone in the house is deciding to put in for everybody else to be able to be better. She didn't. That is not what she did. That is not what this situation is at all.
So she fucked up one time. She fucked
No,
up one time and
and
she
guess
got a
what?
penalty.
You gotta learn your lesson.
Ever?
One time cost her credit. You know how fucking hard it is to get your credit back?
Yes.
It's hard to build it up. But if you hire somebody and you know exactly what to do, then you can build it up.
But
You
Ty,
can get
it still
there.
takes years. It still takes years to get things off of your credit. By her, they're married, right? So by her co-sign for this car or whatever, and her credit took a hit. If her husband co-signs for her car, his credit will also take a hit.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Now you can't get nothing.
Yeah.
So somebody has to be the rational one in the situation. This is not about petty. This is about being logical. You made a decision outside of the decisions that we make as husband and wife, and this is the outcome of it. I hope next time I tell you not to do something, and these are the reasons why you shouldn't do them, you will listen because I have your best interest at heart. This ain't about like what is it? Big dick contest or whatever. Because if your husband and your brother are in competition with each other for what the fuck,
There's something wrong.
there are some issues.
I agree.
Right.
I do want to say this, right? I get where you coming from. I get where all of y'all come from. Because, and that's why I was saying his point didn't make any sense. Because I'm the only one on this side with the wife. Like, to me, I still believe if I fuck up one time, I hope that he shows me the grace that I deserve to be like, okay, you could come back from this and I'm gonna help you come back from this. But, and I do understand she joined her brother's side. A part of me, I've been there before where I'm like, I got to pick a family member over my mate. And you know what? When I hear my mate talking, I hear you saying what you're saying, but my blood comes first. Because this nigga could be going tomorrow.
Right.
So my blood comes
See,
first.
I get what you're saying because I'm like that too I'm like that to a certain degree too. Now, what's to say why the husband told her no not to do it? Maybe they got a
that's what
history
I'm like.
of doing
Why?
it.
Why would he
Exactly.
It's a
say? To
history
me, that's
of the
another
brother
man
fucking
hating on
up.
another man.
So she should have known. She should have known, like, no, my husband said that for a reason.
Yeah.
She should have said, no, I can't do it for you because he got a history of doing something.
That's the reason that he give a fuck about her brother, or do you think
No,
that
he's like, I ain't saying that. No. I'm saying it might be a history.
No, I'm saying Ty, because Ty is. But I'm saying, Ty, listen to what you were saying though.
I know, but I have a mate. I had a mate that was like that. He was very malicious towards my family members.
Okay.
So if he don't want to see them have shit, he used to sit back and be like, "Good, let that bitch ride the bus."
He ain't the right. fucking.
But I'm saying that because I'm like, I would rather pick where that motherfucker going. He going. So I would pick my family side and be like, okay, and that's my logic, right? In my head is this, right? So I got a family member that come to me that I know and love for the last 40 plus years. And then I got a man that I possibly were with, you know, the last 5, 10, whatever years. I'm gonna always side with my family. I'm always gonna be like, I heard what you said. I'm gonna do what I want.
I get what you're saying to a certain degree with that.
Nah,
I get what you're saying, but again,
she just ended up getting
her
fucked over
husband, like
because
they
her
messed
brother
it.
wasn't
Now,
shit.
say for instance, right?
But
Let's be petty. What they need, what they need, something else, like a new washer and dryer that costs thousands of dollars.
Thank you, Jack.
What?
Okay, I'm gonna tell you a story. When I was married to my ex-husband, right? His grandmother's washing machine dryer went out. He was like, babe, I need to buy my grandmother a washing machine dryer. I was like, yeah, go ahead. He goes, he buys her brand new Maytag. I mean, her shit is nice.
Right.
4 months later, ours go out. He said, oh, we can go to the used appliance store and get a washing machine and dryer. So no, the fuck we ain't.
No, right.
Grandmother a brand, and he was like, that's my grandmother. I am your fucking wife.
Why?
This for us.
And I am not telling you I'm not saying if there was a choice between me getting shot in the head or your grandma getting shot in the head, that's the choice. I am saying this is the family we creating. Don't come before the family we're creating.
Right.
Don't do for your grandma, but you ain't gonna do more for them than you gonna do for your fucking family.
Right.
So if the shoe was on the other foot, which it has been in that same marriage, my sister, Jessica, I need you to co-sign for me a car. Not co-signing for you a car.
No, absolutely not.
You co-sign for your husband a car because
that's my husband.
Don't pay the car note. I know.
Right.
Okay.
And like I was saying,
I know the reason why you need me to co-sign is because you already have a vehicle that was repossessed. Because you didn't your credit.
Right.
Yeah.
So I am not going to be able to do that. I'm not going to do that.
I agree.
I don't care what the situation is. Think about if you've ever loaned somebody money and they like, oh my God, I gotta pay my rent. I really can't pay. And you give them the $1,000.
Girl,
you got your $1,000 back. Because when they got the money, they had other shit to take care of, other things that took precedent over them paying you back. And that's what when you co-signing for somebody or you doing shit in your name, it is because they know you are responsible, because they know you have the means to be able to do it.
And that's why they always calling you.
I'm not gonna have the fucking means to do it, which is what happened to her. She had the means for her brother. He didn't do it. I'm not gonna say he fucked her over because I don't think that's what happened. I think he was exactly who she knew him to be.
Right.
Bills. That's why he needed you to co-sign. He didn't change because you co-signed him for him.
Right. And like I was saying, like I said, the husband said no for a reason. Maybe they have a history, got a history of doing shit. Maybe they put something in their name before for him and he messed it up. So I'm like, oh no, could be my brother. My brother not to call me for shit. I curse his ass out.
I agree. So I think I'm the only one that takes the side of the wife. And I gotta say that I only take the side of the wife because a part of me feels that sometimes mates are malicious towards your actual family members. I think that sometimes there's something there like a grudge, or maybe he don't like their closeness. Maybe he doesn't like that they're, connected. And his only response is make sure he don't get shit because I got shit and I got you. So I don't want him to come up off of us. So I think that there's a part where sometimes you got to divide family from your actual, husband and wife situation, because it could be taken wrong. Like it could be taken wrong, but I'm always going to be there for my family member because this guy could come and go. As you guys saw on that other, situation where we were just discussing, what happens when your mate failed you? What happens when they cheat, leave, and then who you left with? You left with family members and the friends that you walked away from for your mate. So I always think my loyalty should go with those people that I know have been around for the years that they have been. So I would have picked the side of my brother. I probably would have, and I probably would have been scorned the fact that he fucked up my credit. I had that situation similar to that happen, and I got scorned a little bit, but for everything that family member helped me out with, think about that. Like my mate couldn't help me out in that regard. So I think that, sometimes even if she should have took the lead of her husband, because there's a two-edged sword with that, right? I just joined the part with the wife. I just think that she was being petty. And he's like, no, I'm going to teach you a lesson. You should have listened. You should have listened to me back then. So now I'm going to make you suffer. I think that's
But
what
look,
I
but
really
Ty,
go
but how
at.
many times though? How many times you gonna take the side of your family? How many times? My brother leave
Every
me. My
time
brother
you
leave me.
gonna
My
ride
sister
to the
leave me.
wheels fall off. You
Oh,
tight with
baby, no,
your
you're gonna
family,
be.
Jazz. You gonna tell your brother and sister no over a
Yes,
man, over
Hell
some shit?
no.
not
Let me
over
tell
a
you.
man,
My sister
it's
called me.
your
No.
husband. It's
My
not
sister called
over
me.
a man, it is your husband.
Right.
Nah,
No.
even that is the blood is thicker than water to me. So even that don't mean nothing to me.
Mm-mm.
Oh,
Mm-mm.
then go be married to your fucking brother. Like
Right. Yeah.
Oh,
like
That's what I'm
ill.
gonna say.
my
Yeah.
sister, so
Ill.
both
Right.
and both of my sisters, like all my mother's daughters, we were all married. And before we had kids, we were all married. And my middle sister we were like visiting my mom in Savannah, Georgia, right? And my sister, my baby sister's husband did not like my middle sister. And so he was like, yeah, Jessica can come over, but she can't. And my sister, she was pissed. Like, you gon' let this nigga tell me I can't come? This is my sister's house. And I'm sitting in the car with her like, are you fucking crazy? That is not his house. That's that nigga house. That is her husband. And for you to sit here and try to put it in your sister's head that she's choosing somebody over you, that is her husband. And at some point, you have to be mature and say, that's my sister's husband. I've done something to
Right.
it. And maybe,
Right. I was gonna say what happened.
yeah,
What
maybe
happened,
how
y'all?
to tone this so that everything is smooth for all of us. I'm like,
Right.
you're mad at him because he's saying you're not welcome in his home. What did you do?
What
Right.
did
That's
you
my
do?
thing. What happened?
Yeah,
That was
yeah,
that bad.
And my
Yeah.
sister just wasn't having it. She was like, nah, she chose him. And they didn't talk for years. And
Mm.
and it wasn't until, my mother passed away that we ended up talking about it. And my middle sister was still felt the same way. Like, no, I'm still hurt because she chose, over me. And I said, she didn't choose over you. That is
Right.
her husband. And that is his home. And if he says you're not welcome in his home, she is not about to go toe to toe with her husband about his motherfucking house.
Yeah, because she gotta live with him.
And sometimes you also have to watch out for those family members who want you to put them first before their husband because they
Yeah,
are
they keep
very
using that.
malicious also.
They keep doing that. They
damn
keep doing it.
y'all. Damn y'all. Damn all of y'all. Because I do
Oh.
understand that point. We did that on our last segment where the friend slept with her husband. So
Exactly.
it speaks in volume to me
Yeah.
because if you have a family member that's shady that would do something, questionable and have questionable
Yeah. So what
behavior,
happened? What transpired?
it could be
What
vice
happened?
versa, where they could be sabotaging your relationship.
No, I'm saying I ain't saying tell a story. I'm saying something must have
I
happened
don't mind.
for her to feel so strongly about, you can't.
To tell her you can't bring him
Eh,
over.
Exactly.
Oh hell no.
He was 100% right to
Oh
say,
yeah, definitely, definitely.
To say no.
but he
Yeah.
didn't need to have, like, in my opinion, he doesn't, this is my home. He doesn't need to have a reason, right? Like
Right.
Exactly.
when I was married, my ex-husband's sister was not welcome in my home. She didn't do any, she was just fucking disrespectful.
And we're not having that.
Yeah.
Right.
So
That's the reason.
so I
Yeah.
was like, if she can't respect me as the woman of this house, like she would come into my home and be like, this is my brother's house. No, bitch, this is our house.
Right.
This is our
Right.
Right.
So my opinion was she wasn't welcome in our home. And my ex-husband's take on it was, that's my sister. That's my
Okay.
sister. Not welcome in.
Yeah.
Then you can leave.
Right. So my thing is
Yeah.
like, you don't see her disrespecting me, like that means you don't matter. And I don't like stuff like that's weird.
So y'all think it's disrespectful for her to have helped her brother? Y'all think it is a sign of disrespect?
Yeah. After the husband told her no, yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, it must have
I
been a
could see
reason.
her, the only way I could see her helping him if it was an extreme emergency. A car is not an emergency. And messing my credit score up is not an emergency.
Right.
So once I tell you no. This is like when I first got married, I didn't know, the wife comes first or whatever.
Mhm.
So like it was like one day we was getting in the car, I let his mom sit in the front end.
Mhm.
They're like, no, you the wife, you sit in the front and this and that. I'm
Nah.
like, but that's your mother. It was all more of a respect thing with me or whatever. So his mother said to
I'm
me,
putting
she's
her
like,
ass in the
look.
back. No, I'm joking.
No. I would definitely put his mother in the front. His mother. It depends
Nah,
who
her
on
ass
the ride,
getting in the
because that
back
don't bother
seat.
me.
Fuck
His mother
that.
go in the front.
Right.
For real, so
It says in
me-
the Bible.
Exactly.
Girl.
So me being the person who I am, I'm like, no, put your mother in the front, I'll sit in the
Right.
back. It's no problem. It was more of a respect thing for me, whatever. And his
Right.
mom, she said to me, she's like, you come before any and everybody.
Mhm.
That is your husband. You is his wife. You come before me. You come before his father, and then you come before the kids. So even like when you see people on this social media and they're like, "Oh, who gets fed first, the husband or the kids?"
That's the
It
thing for
be
me, my
all of them at the
kids.
same time. Shit.
That be the thing. That
You
they
feel
all
all
at the
of them
same
at the
time.
same time, but that's my husband or whatever, and my husband comes first before anybody. So I have to listen to what my husband says. If my husband tell me no, it could be a reason. It could be a good reason. He never, especially if he never showed me that, okay, I don't like him or whatever. So no, don't do it for him and things like that. But if it's for a good reason, if it's taken from out of our home, no, we're not gonna do it.
Right. Right.
I think too, though, it depends on the man, right? Like if this is
Right.
right, this ain't just some dude you're dealing with. This is
Yeah.
man, right?
Mhm.
Like my father. I remember this is when we were living in California, so maybe like 5, 6 years ago. My dad is a very hard talking man. He is very, very firm. And my dad said something to me, and Jordan was like, "Why you let Papa talk to you like that?" And I said, "You know what? Many years ago, I stopped. Like I put it in my head. My dad always has my best interest at heart. So whether I
Mhm.
agree with what he is saying, I don't bother to argue back with him because I know whatever he's saying is for my best interest."
Right.
Her husband, who it sounds like this is a leader, right? She trusts him. This is why she went to him in the first place. This is why she knew that she could rely on him later to get what she needed. If her husband, he didn't need to have a reason behind it at all. If he said no and you trust his leadership, then there shouldn't be no question behind it.
Right. It
Right.
must be something
No,
that's
that's what it
yeah.
is.
But you know what? I was talking to my sister about too. I was telling her, I said, it depends on like your relationship and if you have a real man. Some people don't
Yeah.
have a real man, a real husband, right?
There you
Mm-hmm.
And I
go.
said you also
That
have to be
right
aware
there.
of whether it's a boyfriend or a man, a boyfriend or a husband. I don't know if anybody ever experienced this a jealous spouse or jealous boyfriend or jealous mate.
Oh yeah.
That shit right there, I'm
It's,
learning that, and I don't say this because my family, we are not the best family at all. I promise you, we're dysfunctional as shit. But in certain relationships that I've experienced or my sister experienced or whoever or my brother experienced, they come in with mates who are jealous of the family
Yeah,
and your
that's what I
family
was
dynamic and
saying.
your relationship, right? Right. So it's like they don't even, some people just so jealous because they didn't have the background upbringing that you have, and
mm-hmm.
everybody getting along coochie crunch, they just don't want you because they didn't have it. So you like, oh, I'm
Right.
about to take my, it could be something small, it could be something big, like, oh, I'm about to help my sister, why you always running to help your sister, help your sister? Like, what?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
that's my sister. She's stuck on the highway, or she needs somebody to watch her baby, or she did it. I've in my family, we've experienced that with outside people. I won't say outside because we try to make the family too, but with outside people who marry into the family or whatever, or just a boyfriend or girlfriend having a jealous spouse. So what I did was I had a spouse I didn't know was jealous, right?
Hmm.
So one time at Thanksgiving, I actually captured a picture of him looking. He looked so like he was sad or like lost. And he like we having a good time. We play after Thanksgiving dinner. We hiking. We playing music. We playing games. We having a good time. This is every single year. We do this every year. It's every year. At the time I think I had been with him maybe 2 or 3 years at the time. And he was like, oh, after a while, like, can we go home? I'm like, why? He like, I just want to
Yeah.
go home. I'm tired. I'm like, tired? Like, right? Like, it's kind of early, whatever. So I said, no,
Mhm.
you go ahead, you go home because I'm having a good time. But I think eventually he was like, no, I'm just go ahead, I'm gonna go home. I was like, okay. Got home. I don't know if it's later on that day or whatever that night, or maybe later on down the line. He was like, you and your family, you got family to get to get together with for Thanksgiving and Christmas. I don't have that kind of family. Da, 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 da. I don't know how it is to be loved. He went this whole spill about
Mhm.
him not having nobody. And I was like, you have to be aware of a jealous person. Now, instead of because we're
Mhm.
welcoming family. We're welcoming so many people. You'll be surprised who we welcome to our Thanksgiving, to our Christmas. They don't have to be blood related, don't have to be in a relationship with us. They would just, it would literally be somebody off the street because we just like that, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, he was jealous that he didn't have that. And I felt bad for him. And it
Yeah.
eventually wound up affecting our relationship because, again, I'm an affectionate person. I'm a loving person. I would, like, I scratch my son here. I wash my son here because, again, he has special needs. So I have to do these things for him. But my boyfriend, at the same time, I'll do the same thing for him. So I was doing something for my
Mm.
son. He said, why you don't do that for me? And I had to pause for a second. I was like, what? Let me tell you who comes first in this house. My son comes before anybody in this house because he cannot take care of himself. For one. For two,
Mhm.
to me, he's the man in this house. You're not my husband You don't qualify. You're not even in the running, my nigga. And even still, you're not gonna come for my son because he does not have nobody to take care of him. I am his
Right.
I am his everything. He has no father anymore.
Yeah.
And you nigga, you crazy? If I married you right now, you think you're coming for my son? He was in a conversation with my son. So again, you have to be aware of and I'm learning this now. I look back on it, and me and my sister had a conversation, and she had some issues in her relationships. It was like that person was jealous. She told me last night was on the phone. He was jealous. So you have to. It's just we go through so much with having good background, good upbringing, and stuff like that. That's where sometimes it's a gift and a curse, but it's a lot. It's a lot.
Right. So I do want to go one round each, and just so we could just break down our reason for why he was right or wrong. And I'm gonna start with you, Jess, and then I'm gonna move to Kira, and then I'm gonna move to Jazz, and then I'll go last. So please, Jess, give us your thoughts, your last thoughts on this brother and his situation. Is he petty for not helping his wife? Do you think that he should have helped her with the loan? Do you think that he was right in his making her be accountable for her decisions, her bad decision to help her brother?
I don't think he was being petty at all. I think he was making sure he was putting his family unit first, and that he understood from the gate, like, this isn't going to go well, right? This is pure logic. If a person needs another adult to co-sign for them, that means that somewhere down the road, you didn't do what you were supposed to do as an adult. You didn't pay, and you screwed yourself, and now you need somebody else. Kira said something really, really, just touched on it a little bit ago, where she said, like, if it was an emergency. That's the problem with adults. Your emergency is your emergency. Your emergency is not, and you don't get to make your emergency my emergency.
Right.
The car sounds to me like you need to stay within your like in your income bracket. You can't afford the car you want. This is why you need a co-signer.
Yeah.
So no, I don't think he was being petty. I think he was putting his family unit first, and his wife decided to defy that.
Got it. Yeah. All right. That's your stance. You stand by it. You go with it. All right. Thank you very much, Jess, for your thoughts. And Kira, let's move to you. What are your last thoughts on this?
I'm with the husband on this one. Like Jess said, you went outside of me and you did what you wanted to do as I said no, and you got messed over. I mean, you got to be accounted for your actions.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Jazz, I know what you're gonna say. Go ahead.
I side with the husband. The 2021 model is the same 2024. I don't care.
I knew she was gonna go back to the model. I knew she was going back to the model, like the model. That's the model.
You made your bed. Now you gotta, no. Your husband told you that, and again, maybe a reason behind whatever happened. Maybe again they had a history of him not paying stuff off, or her always helping somebody out, and they getting screwed. And ma'am, you gonna enjoy that 21, and you have a seat. That's it.
Lord Jesus. You know, it is not even a model on what actually the car is that year. I don't know. Whenever we drive off a lot and we got a 2020 in that current year, we just be feeling so proud. We be feeling exactly, but I'm like, we be feeling. I know when we just pull off the lot with anything, we proud as Black people. But I gotta say, like, when I got a current model of something, I'm like, I made it. Like, you know, I feel like a sense of pride, like I did that. Like, you know, you feel so fresh within yourself. Like, I did that. That's me. No, like, but right there.
You see how you said she made it? I made it. Yeah, you made your bed. Now it's 21. You got to lie in it. So,
now you driving off with that 21. It's not that old. It's only 3 years old.
Right. I had a 15. I traded in for 18, and we was at 20. I think at 21. I was goddamn happy. So you couldn't tell me nothing. You couldn't tell me I had no Bentley outside. You can't tell me I got a Bentley outside now. So.
So I want to give my last thoughts, and we can wrap this up. I gotta tell y'all, I heard y'all stories. I heard y'all side. I get where y'all coming from. But I'm still gonna side with the sister. God damn, you being petty to me.
Ma'am.
God damn. So I only say that because I know the side of somebody that's being a jealous and malicious spouse. I know somebody sizing your family and your loved one up and be like, "What's she doing for them? I don't like that." You know what I mean? So I come from a place where you got somebody that's with you, that's your mate, that's not really your mate, that's looking out for your best interest, that always got your best interest in heart. And somebody that's Jess, actually, I knew I was gonna get y'all names right, Jess and Jess, that Jess had mentioned earlier, somebody that's not a real man that you don't know is not a real man yet. Like, it starts to come into fruition when you start to see that this resentment and this bitterness every time you bring that person out, or you going out with that person, or you hanging out with that person. And like every time that conversation comes up or that person name come up, it's coming from I want to say a resentful place, because they know how connected or close you are. That right there, I don't know. That I slept next to that for a long time. So it's a part of me that's like, fuck you. I'm gonna do it for this person.
You're speaking from that
I'm
part.
sorry. Like, that's how I feel. I'm like, I'm gonna do better for this person, because this is gonna be right for me. This person gonna be there. That's longevity right there. You dismiss it. Like, I could dismiss you. Like, I could replace you. That's not a problem. I can get married 9 times. I can get married 10. Marriage licenses should expire, okay?
Okay.
Oh God.
I'm gonna just throw that in there, because people are, like they said earlier, like, people will fuck you over. So if they're gonna F you over, might as well just go for what and just be like, okay, I could do whatever I want. But that accountability, if I go back and I check that sibling and that money ain't right when I need help, that's gonna be another conversation.
It ain't gonna be the same.
It gotta be the same, because I know already now you fucked my credit up. So I hope you're ready to get your credit fucked up too, boo. Worse than what it was.
Child.
Co-signer. Now your shit's up and my shit's down, and now it's time for you to look out for me.
Well, let's hope they got it together.
You.
Let's hope
That's
they got
what
it together
I'm saying. I'm like, that's my story, and I'm sticking with it, because I'm on the lady side. Because I'm like, damn, you can't hold my face in the dirt forever. You got to let me come up out of that and brush myself off eventually. Don't let me be, held accountable for an eternity. That's what he sound like he coming from. He gonna be like, oh, she gonna make sure she listen to me next time. Come on, man. So I think he wrong. I'm sorry.
I bet you she will listen to him.
I thought I was gonna join your side.
All right, now you know.
I was gonna join your side. Never.
Now you know.
When 2025 comes, she won't listen in.
Right.
Or was she gonna be driving off the lot? The 24 by then. Yeah.
Hopefully.
That's so crazy. I know that we had a great laugh. I know we had a great time talking about that. I don't care if it's on the sister side. So thank you for joining us for LoveNThangz segment. We hope you had a laugh with us, because we definitely could get you giggling or at least choking on something if you are watching us mid-sip or whatever. We hope you have a great day, night, whenever you end up watching this. And we out. I'm getting here with Kira, Jess, and Jazz. Thank you so much for joining LoveNThangz.
Bye.
Yeah. You want it, gotta work for that bag, go get it one day, you can brag.
Artlist.io.
For that bag, go get it one day, you can brag. I say that I have it, you know that I got it, no need to look all in the bag. Stunting like this, cause I work so hard, I'm the best, I only speak facts. In the store, I'm popping them tags, a limited seller with stag, clout chasing for the cash grab.